We begin today's show looking at the humanitarian crisis unfolding at the U.S.-Mexico border. President Obama is calling on Congress to back his request for emergency funding to address the 52,000 unaccompanied migrant children who have flooded into the United States over the last 8 months. The $3.7 billion would be used to speed up deportations as well as to improve care for thousands of kids being held in detention centers, holding pens, and temporary housing facilities.
Right now, Congress has the capacity to work with us, work with state officials, local officials, and faith-based groups and non-for-profits who are helping to care for these kids. Congress has the capacity to work with all parties concerned to directly address this situation. They've said they want to see a solution. The supplemental offers them the capacity to vote immediately to get it done.
Nearly half of the emergency funding would be used to deal with migrant children already in the country. But Republicans say they'll only support the plan if it puts more emphasis on immediate deportation. They've called for changes to immigration law that would let the United States deport children from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador as quickly as it does those from Mexico.
A 2008 anti-trafficking law says children from countries that do not directly border the United States must be allowed to stay here while their cases are processed. Many Democrats have opposed changing the policy. For more, we go to Washington, D.C., to the Cannon Rotunda in the House of Representatives, to be joined by Congressmember Luis Gutierrez. He's the Democrat from Illinois, chair of the Immigration Task Force of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. Last month, he took the House floor to declare comprehensive immigration reform dead. Congressman Gutierrez, welcome back to Democracy Now! What do you feel needs to be done right now?
Well, what needs to be done is first and foremost is to protect the children and to follow the law of the land. And the law of the land, as you have established so clearly, in 2008, the Congress of the United States adopted a position when children come to our country and seek of asylum, as the children are being all treated as asylum seekers, first and foremost, that when they come, that within 72 hours, Border Patrol agents must cease to have them in their custody. They must be put over with the Refugee Department at the Department of Health and Human Services, and they must be put in the least restrictive setting. This is the law, the least restrictive setting, and if you have a family member, put them there. And what the law specifically says, there would be no expedited removal. That it means you get your day in court before a judge to plead your case about why you should be able to stay in the United States. That's a law. And I just want to make clear, Amy, that that's a law that Michelle Bachmann voted for. You know, Congressman Gomer from Texas, every time he speaks about immigrants, he says they're always bringing diseases. And Mr. King from Iowa, he's the one that thinks we should electrify a fence between the United States and Mexico. And he's every time, it never fails, it's criminals. But even King and Gomer and Michelle Bachmann, Tea Party queen of the Congress of the United States, all voted for the 2008 anti-human trafficking law. We all voted. Why? Because cooler heads were prevailing at that moment. There wasn't a humanitarian crisis at the border that you wanted to exploit for political purposes. And there just wasn't a president that you didn't like and an election around the corner. I think it is shameful that in the Congress of the United States, we see members of Congress engendering and creating fear of children. We should be protecting children, not creating fear of them.
But Congressman Gutierrez, what do you say to those Republicans who say that it's President Obama's immigration policies that are the blame for the crisis at the border? This is Republican Senator Richard Shelby of Alabama speaking Thursday.
The result of President Obama's failure, I believe, to enforce the immigration laws currently on the books has been predictable, and that's one of the reasons we're here this afternoon. Now, we're being asked by President Obama to approve a $3.7 billion request to resolve the current crisis at our border. There are several questions that I think need to be answered. What exactly is the $3.7 billion going to address? Will this request be the end, or will it be the beginning of many new requests by the administration for emergency funding.
That was Senator Richard Shelby on Thursday, and many Republicans are saying that the surge is actually a reaction to the potential for young people to be kept in the United States as a result of President Obama's previous DACA policy.
Well, first of all, let's just look at the facts. The fact is that at the height of the George Bush administration, over 1 million people were crossing illegal into the United States between the Mexico-U.S. border. It is down to a little over 300,000, and that's including the surge of children. So that's a pretty dramatic effect. We've tripled the Border Patrol agent. And as you know, Juan, we spend more money on immigration enforcement than we do on the DEA, the ATF, the FBI, and all other law enforcement federal offices. What more would you want us to put on the border? And this crisis that we're looking at right now, if you put a National Guardsman every other foot across the border, the children would continue to come fleeing the violence and the drug cartels, and they would continue to be exploited by those drug cartels that have now created a human smuggling operation, which they are exploiting. It is the financial gain of the drug cartels and the human smugglers is incredible, and how it is they use the violence in their own country and the fact that children want to escape it to charge them to come to the United States. I just want to say this. Look, you're right when you say that they want to expedite their deportation. But really, let's understand something. All of the children are under removal proceedings as we speak. That's what happens under our law. But they deserve their day in court to say why they shouldn't ultimately be deported from the United States. So I'm going to support the supplemental. I'm going to support the supplemental because I want to give the kids judges. I want to give the kids a trial. I want to expedite their day in court and their petition for justice. I think we should do it as quickly and as expeditiously as possible. But one thing we should never do is undermine the law, a law created to protect children. I think they should have their day in court, and we shouldn't, simply because we want to exploit it politically, undermine the rights of these children. Rights that it's not only established in the 2000. I just want everybody, I want your viewers and listeners to know that when Dick Armey in 2002 introduced the Homeland Security Act, creating the Department of Homeland Security in 2002, he included identical provisions to protect children. We had a vote in 2007 on the anti-trafficking law. It's like 5 people voted against it. 5 people voted against it. And then in 2008, there was a voice vote. So on 3 different occasions, the Congress of the United States has voted to protect children. I don't think we should undermine. Why did we do it? Because it was the right, sensible policy. And now people want to exploit children, so they want to revert. And I think it's just terrible. When I have friends of mine like Raul Labrador, Tea Party leader in the Congress of the United States, but a very good lawyer and an expert on immigration policy, just go on a news network, on a Sunday morning news record and say, well, I know this is hard, and I know that it would be, it might even sound cruel, but the president should just deport the kids. No, it's not cruel, Raul. It's not hard. It would be illegal for the president. And this, after the Republicans have said to us, the reason we won't do immigration reform is because we don't trust the president to carry out the laws of the land. And when he does carry out the laws of the land, they want him to abridge the very rights that we have afforded children according to the laws of the land. Which one is it? We have to fix our broken. One last thing. I want poorest country in Central America, going back to, is it DACA? Poorest country in Central America, Nicaragua. There are virtually no children no one's coming from Nicaragua. Virtually no one. They're coming from Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala, 80% of them. You want to know why my suspicion is they're not coming from Nicaragua, the poorest country in the world? Because we passed NACARA in 1997 and granted 100,000 Nicaraguans that had fled, most of them, a lot of them Contras, that had fled the conflict in Nicaragua, were in the United States of America, and we granted them American citizenship, and they've had the last 14 years to legally bring their children, their spouses, and their families to the United States. So look, if it were NACARA, then why is the pull? Why aren't they coming from Belize? Why aren't they coming from Costa Rica? Why aren't they coming from Panama? Why are those countries receiving unprecedented numbers of refugees from the 3 countries? Look, Honduras is the murder capital of the world. We know that that the democratic fabric of Central American societies were broken down during the 70s and 80s during Civil War conflicts. We put a lot of money when it came to guns and when it came to bullets. It is time for us to help reconstruct civil society in those countries where children know that if they have to call upon the police are there to protect them.